Welcome to the Gen Cares powered by Chozen Live podcast, a podcast that brings the community to you. Each week, we feature a guest that will help us stay in the know. We are here every Monday at 8 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube. Be sure to like, comment, and share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now, here's your host, Gen Cares.
Well, good evening and welcome to Gen Cares, powered by Chosen Counselors. I am your host, Gen Cares, the founder of Chosen Counselors, a nonprofit organization that seeks to inspire, motivate, empower, and strengthen individuals and families. Tongue twister. As always, I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in, for liking, for sharing, for coming back again, catching a replay, whatever it is that you're doing. I do appreciate each and every one of you. If you're watching us via YouTube, be sure to subscribe. And if you're watching on Facebook, be sure to like so that you always know when we're going live. I do hope that you enjoyed last week's episode as we had the cost of me. Oh, it was so good. Don't lose yourself in the process. And this month's theme was Life Be Lifin. Why? Because sometimes it does get hard, but friends, we can press through. We first started off with virtue. Then the next week we had act and grow. Last week was the cost of me. And tonight we're going to talk about healing and hope. Why? Because there is hope. It doesn't cause a thing to smile. Got a little India going on right there. But it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Be sure to share because it's about to get good. So let's get to it because tonight is healing and hope. And I'm excited. Are you? I hope you are. So tonight we have the amazing Toneisha Harris for healing and hope. So help me welcome the amazing Toneisha Harris.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm better now. The allergy fluke, but I'm better now.
Good. I understand. I understand all too well.
Yes. So over here at Gen Cares, we always start with a quote of the day. And today's quote of the day is, hope is praying for rain, but faith is bringing an umbrella. Again, hope is praying for rain, but faith is bringing an umbrella. What are your thoughts on that?
Wow. Well, it's interesting because hope can be tricky. You have to be really, really careful. You can hope in something so very deeply. And I think hope and faith go hand in hand. And it does. The Bible tells us that it does, that they both abide together, faith, hope, and charity.
Yes.
And so it's imperative that we have both. Oftentimes, if you're hoping for something, but you don't actually believe that it's going to happen, then it won't. And that's where faith comes in. So you can indeed hope all you want for rain, but if you don't have faith that it's going to actually happen, then you're doing yourself a disservice. So do yourself a favor and believe in what it is that you hope for. Do yourself a favor and believe in yourself. Believe that you're capable. Believe that what you are hoping for and what you're looking for, what you are praying for, it will actually come to pass.
It will actually come to pass. And I like that because you were saying like how I was preparing for it. So I mean, I got to be ready for it. Mm-hmm. My hope and faith is going together.
Exactly.
I have to be ready.
Hope for rain. I love that. Hope for rain, but then faith says bring the umbrella. Yeah. So I'm going to be ready for it because I'm actually expecting it to happen.
Mm-hmm. Now, how easy is that?
It's not easy at all. I think that's why it's so many times that we see and hear and read that God reminds us about faith all throughout scriptures. Even in life, we just are constantly given signs to keep hoping and keep faith in what it is that we're doing. Faith without works is dead. It's impossible to please him without faith. And so it is imperative to have it. It's an intricate part of our lives. And it is not easy. It does not come easy at all. Faith is a challenge. Because how crazy is it to believe in something that you can't see? How crazy is it to believe in something that you can't hear, you can't feel, you can't touch, you can't taste? You have no idea where it's coming from. And I am a big believer that if your dreams aren't big and don't scare you, then you're not dreaming big enough. If it's something that seems very minute and very achievable, something that you can do on your own, then in my opinion, that's not true faith. Faith is in believing in things that you have no control over, believing for the thing that you can't produce and do yourself. Yes, you may be able to do some of the work, but the actual overall fruition and manifestation of it has to come from someone beyond yourself, someone bigger than yourself. And so faith is not easy. Faith is a challenge.
Yes.
Faith is a requirement, though. And so
Mm.
it's very important that we have faith in what it is that we do. This walk every single day. I have faith in the chair that I sit in, that it's going to hold me up. I
Yes.
have faith that my legs are going to work when I
Yes.
throw them on the side of the bed and I'm ready to get up for the day. But there's always that moment, or there's always that thought that something could happen. And yes,
Mm.
that's being realistic. However, you have to make sure that your faith goes beyond what is maybe realism. It goes beyond what you can see. It goes beyond what's tangible. It's something that you have to hold on to in the times that it is the hardest.
Mm.
It's easy to say it when you're on the mountain,
Yes.
but when you're in the valley, that's when you have to hold on to your faith the most, and
Yes.
that's when it's the hardest. But it's also when what's in you is what's really going to come out of you.
Mm. Dropping nuggets already, friends. Um, because it's not easy, but in that it goes right with the theme of life be life, and like it doesn't. It's not easy, but when we do it, there's so many benefits in it.
It
But we gotta
is.
have that faith. We gotta have that hope to even try
That's the
to
thing.
know that
That's
there
the
is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes. And sometimes you don't always see the light. Sometimes I'll share with someone just yesterday that sometimes in life you have to have people that will hold space for you when you
Mm-hmm.
can't hold it for yourself.
Mm.
And there were several times in my life I could not see the light anywhere, at the end of the tunnel, above the tunnel, in it,
Mm-hmm.
behind me, around me. There was
Yeah.
no light anywhere. It was all
Yeah.
darkness. I could not see light. And so it's important that you have the right people around you too when
Mm-hmm.
you're walking this faith journey,
Yeah.
because you need people that will pour into you
Yeah.
when you don't have it to give. You need people to remind you of the things that you are fighting for and waiting for and praying and hoping for. And you need people that will hold space for you when you can't do it yourself. And
Mm.
there were several times that I could not see light, but there were people around me that held that space for me and said, okay, it's all right. You don't have to. Just like the man in the Bible that had the 4 friends that
Yes.
took him to
Yeah.
Jesus. Whatever it was, whether it was because they just wanted their friend to be well, or
Yeah.
whether it was because they were just sick of carrying him around. That's real too. Either way, whatever it was, he
Yes.
had people that were around him that knew enough, that said, you know what, I'm going to take you where it is that you need to go, even if you can't get there yourself. And so you have seasons in your life that happens. You need people
Yeah.
that will hold that space for you. And I'm grateful that I've had that.
Oh, yes. Hey, friends. Belinda said, I love that faith is a challenge.
Yes,
Mm.
yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Now I have another question with what you were saying before we get into the. I mean, well, you're already in it, actually. But how about when you're at the top of the mountain, like when you're at that peak, and sometimes you don't even feel like you see the light? Has that ever
Mm.
happened for you? Like you're on
Oh,
a
yeah.
high?
Let me tell you something. It's interesting because I think that this season is probably one of the most challenging, yet one of the most rewarding seasons of my
Mhm.
life.
Mhm.
People from the outside looking in, they see all of the great things that's happening. And trust me, there are great things happening, great
Mhm.
connections that I have made and am making, and great things that I've done, and even greater things on the horizon. And I'm so very excited about that. And I try to stay focused on that
Mhm.
instead of things happening around me.
Yes.
I tried to fix my eyes on where I'm going as opposed to where I am or what I'm in.
Mm.
And so, as those wonderful, rewarding things are happening, there are a lot of challenging things happening. Going through therapy to make sure that I'm healing and making sure I'm
Mhm.
okay, and journaling and working through some trauma and some toxicity that was in my life, and all of those things are happening simultaneously, and still taking care of some things that are going on personally.
Mhm.
And so those are things that you don't always talk about, and
Mhm.
and people don't always see that side of it. They just see that you're on the mountain. But
Yeah.
even while you're on the mountain, sometimes I have to remind myself to appreciate that I'm here.
Mhm.
Toneisha, appreciate that you are on the mountain. Appreciate that you are in the things that you have prayed for, and they're still yet to come. And yes, when they used to say, and I'm sure they still say it, but growing up, I would always hear with new levels, there are new devils.
Mm.
And sometimes we say it so much until it's almost cliche, but
Right,
it's really
right.
the truth.
Yeah.
That as we go through things and we continue to develop our faith, and we continue to achieve different levels and go higher, there really are new challenges that come with that. There are new things that sometimes are uncovered that you may not even realize are still there. There are great blessings, and sometimes with those blessings there may be some triggers that come as well.
Yes.
And so you have to prepare yourself with both of those things. For both of those things, we always want the great, we want the blessing, we want the reward, and that comes, but we have to be mindful of the fact that there's still some other challenges yet to come with it. And so you have to pray that while I am acquiring the things that I've prayed for, Lord, please let me have the tenacity and the faith to be able to take care of it and to appreciate what you're giving me, but also to trudge through the things that I'm having to go through to develop me for an even bigger space. At least that's the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
That I am gaining some great rewards, but there's still challenges, because clearly there's some other places that he wants to take me, some other mountains
Yes.
that I have yet to achieve and accomplish and claim, like
Mm-hmm.
Caleb. But with those things, there are other things, other layers that have to be uncovered and have to be healed and have to be strengthened and fortified. So yes, to go back to your question, there's definitely things that happen while you're on the mountain that will sometimes make it difficult to appreciate the mountain. It will make it difficult to see where you are in the midst of all that's going on, and life be lifing. That's really it. Life be
Yes.
lifing.
Yes.
And so it's important to remind yourself of that you have overcome, and then there's still more. There's still more to do. There's still more to gain, more knowledge, more growth to happen. And as challenging as it has been, I am so very grateful, because it has grown me and groomed me as well. And so now, even though those things are happening behind the scene, I feel like it's fortifying me for where I am on the mountain and the mountains to come. It's fortifying me for those moments, and it's helping me to stand my ground, that perhaps I would not have been able to stand in this space before. Perhaps I would not have been able to even handle this kind of space before, because I had not done the growth and had not done the work that I needed to do in certain areas of my life. And that's very real too. Sometimes life be lifing, but you have to stop in those moments and ask, well, why is life lifing right now? And is there a part that I need to play in? And is life trying to show me something that I've not seen before, or that I've ignored before, so that I can get it right now, so that I can be ready for where life is about to take me next? And I definitely acknowledge that where I am now, I don't know that I'd have been able to handle it 20 years ago. I wanted it 20 years ago, but I don't know that I'd have been able to handle it. I definitely wouldn't have been able to handle it 30 years ago. I wanted it then too. I don't know that I would have been mentally ready for it 10 years ago. But where I am now, I can look back and appreciate the moments that life was life. I didn't appreciate them when I was in them. Trust me. I hated them when I was in them. I had to be careful not to talk bad about them while I was in them, because sometimes you can curse the moments that you're in, and if you're not careful, and not realize that they're actually working for you if you let them. And I think that that's why we keep going around some mulberry bushes and going around some mountains sometimes, because we don't appreciate what life is trying to teach us, and where it's trying to take us, and what it's trying to prepare us for. Yeah.
I love it. Her voice is so soft and sweet, and it's like she's cutting me, but it's with love, but you're still getting cut a little bit of the that you need. I accept it. Because we've all been there, right? You know,
Yes,
and
absolutely.
sometimes you got to hear it again to know, hey, don't curse where you are. It's still a blessing. And yes, you wanted it 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, but maybe it wasn't ready. Trust the process, and we don't want to do that all the time.
We don't. But because the process is hard.
It
The
is.
process requires work.
Yes.
And it's like, oh my God, I'm already working a 9 to 5. Oh my God, I'm already working this and I'm already doing that. And you want me to work life too? Like, can something be easy? I don't know. I can't tell you how many times I said that to God. Okay, God, can this be easy though? This part right here, can this be easy? No. Okay, well, can maybe this be easy? No. Okay, well, can something be easy, please? And it just seemed like me and easy just didn't go hand in hand as much as I wanted it to. And life really be lifing. And what I realized is okay, those hard things are supposed to groom me. They're supposed to push me. I'm supposed to use them as fuel. I can't
Mhm.
hate on the hard moments. There's anyone that you talk to in life, you don't even have to look at the stories of the Bible alone, just people that you see on an everyday basis, judging your own life.
Mhm.
Everyone hits a hard moment. Some of us, it seems like we hit several of them back to back.
Today.
Life really does. When they say that, you take a ticking and you keep a licking and you keep on ticking, it's like, God, if I get hit one more time, I'm gonna start hitting back. Like, what do you want me to do?
Come on.
Okay, I'm about to square up with life.
Yes.
Please talk to me. That's just real.
Yes.
And he did in those moments. And it's funny because in those very chaotic moments is when I feel like he speaks the softest.
Mhm.
When he speaks the softest, and he seems like he has the least amount of things to say, but what
Mhm.
he does say is so important, it's so powerful, it's so potent. And I appreciate that, because in the darkest times of my life, I said so much to God. I have an altar in my house, and I would just cry. I would
Yeah.
have no words and
Yeah.
just cry. Or
Mhm.
sometimes I would journal, and my journal would be my prayer. Or I would sit and I would talk to, my paternal grandmother, and just be like, you know
Mhm.
what? I know you out there, and I know you hear me. I just really, really wish I could have a conversation with you right now. I just need to
Yeah.
get some stuff off my chest. Like, I,
Mhm.
I don't know what's going on. And in those moments, God would just simply say, I got you. I'll never forget that. That has carried me through so much. It has
Mhm.
carried me through so
Mhm.
much. And those three little words were enough to ground my faith in some very, very difficult moments. Even now,
Mhm.
even today, there are things that I'm still yet experiencing and still yet trudging through. And it's, I got you. That is enough for me.
Yeah.
And it's a reminder, because I have
Mhm.
enough to
Mhm.
look back on and remind me, oh, you had me then. You know what? You're right. You had me then too.
Yeah.
You know what? Thank you. You had me then too. Oh, okay. Oh, well, you know what? You had me then too. Well, you know what? If you did then surely you got me now. So me and God got history.
Yes.
We got history.
Mm.
So he's done it before, and enough for me to know that he'll do it again.
Again. Whew. Let me go to the comments because Skip Camille said, "Fix your eyes on where you're going and not where you are." My,
Yes.
so good,
Yes.
so good.
Yes.
Lisa said, "New levels and new challenges." I love this. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to remember. Yeah.
She said, "You said curse, but it makes me think of the Israelites wondering. They saw and knew the promise, but wasn't ready.
That's true. They
Wasn't ready."
were. And sometimes we don't realize that that's how life does with us too. You want
Mhm.
something so bad, and life knows, the universe knows, God knows that
Yes.
you're not quite ready. It's
Yeah.
not that I'm not going to give it to you. I just
Yeah.
want to make sure you can handle it when I do. So I just got to make sure you're okay. And the more that you fight me on this, the more that you struggle with me in this area, the longer you're going to prolong your process. You're going to prolong yourself from getting where it is you're trying to get to. Don't get mad at me. I'm trying to help you. And I think that we just don't see it that way sometimes. When I mean, who does? When you get punched out of nowhere, nobody says, "Oh, thanks. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That helped. That fixed my eyesight." That no one thinks that at all. You want to square up, you want to fight back, you want to cry, you want to get in the corner and have a pity party, whichever the response is, it's never thank you. That's for sure. And
Mm.
so we have to change our we have to change our vision. We have to change our outlook, change what it is or how it is, rather, that we look at things when they happen, and why they happen. Why did that happen? And what was I supposed to learn from that? Because if I don't, then trust and believe I'm going to have to deal with it again. It's going to come up again. And that's what I finally got sick of. Okay, I'm repeating a lot of stuff. What is happening here? And Ian Levanzant said the other day, it don't hurt enough.
Mm.
She just simply said, it don't hurt enough. And I was like, what? Wait a minute. What do you mean here? It don't hurt enough, because if it did, then you would really, really change. You would
Mhm.
really get up and get out of that if it really hurt you enough. And so I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Because the moment that you realize I'm hurting myself,
Mm.
or I'm sitting in something that's not benefiting me anymore, or it's not growing me anymore, or it's like a shackle on me, or this circle, I'm just repeating this cycle in life and I don't get it, then the moment that you get sick and tired of being sick and tired,
Mhm.
then that's when you really take a step back and you say, okay, I have to reassess. And
Mhm.
sometimes it takes us some longer than others to
Mhm.
really get to that point. I have to
Yes.
reassess. Why do I keep going through the same kind of relationships? Why do
Mhm.
I keep having the same kind of friendships? Or why does this keep happening on the job after job after job? Or why does this happen? Or why this? Or why that? Whatever it is that you feel like is a repeat or a cycle in your life, is like a wash, repeat, rinse, wash, rinse, repeat, wash, rinse, repeat. It's like, okay, I have to stop and figure out what's going on. And another thing that we don't like to acknowledge in taking that moment is that there's a part that we play in it. I think that the moment that I decided to stop playing victim is the moment that I really began to see things different and freedom started to line up in my life for me.
Mm.
Yes, I have been victimized. Yes, I have been a victim in many different situations. However, it doesn't mean that I had to stay in a victim mentality.
Mm.
It doesn't mean that I had to constantly play as I am the victim and everybody else around me is wrong. Okay, maybe I need to just make sure I'm good, that
Mhm.
I'm okay,
Mhm.
and that I'm not doing something that I shouldn't be doing. What am I adding to this? And so the moment that I took that stance and started to work on me, then things started to change for me. Things started to line up. Yeah.
Friends, when I say she came locked and loaded, she like pow 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 pow, and I'm
Wow.
gonna take the hit for us. I'm gonna say ouch for us.
All of us. Okay.
Oh,
All of us.
because it's real. So if you're not going through, as my pastor he say save the tape, put it on the shelf for later.
Yes, you
Because
will.
eventually you'll be like, you know what? That's what she was saying. See, come out locked and loaded. I'm not playing. She is locked and loaded, and I appreciate it because and going through this process of healing and hope, it's a process and it takes some time. And you said some words earlier. You were saying how like journaling and therapy and some traumatic experiences and things of that sort. And I really work to try to normalize addressing mental health because
Mhm.
sometimes we don't, or we
We
feel like
do.
we can't talk about it. But
Mhm.
it's so much peace when
Mhm.
you can release that because sometimes it overwhelms you. It's too much on you. You're carrying too much. Like you said, doing that 95, then doing this, doing that. And God forbid you say yes to God. And he's like, no, don't do that. And it ain't
Okay.
bad thing he's telling you not to do. He's just saying you can't do it. It's a good thing. You can't go. You're like, what? But again, sometimes being able to talk it out, journal it out, it
Mhm.
does help. It
Yes.
does help.
It does indeed. Thank you. I don't think I said that at first when we first came on, but thank you for having me. And thank you for creating spaces like this because it
Yes.
is very important
Mhm.
that we have voices
Yes.
and that those voices, it makes even more of an impact when those
Mhm.
voices look like us, sound like us.
Yes.
And when we're able to have trusted spaces where we feel
Mhm.
safe. And I hope that as I'm talking, whoever's listening, whoever's looking, watching, that I try to always create a safe space
Mhm.
wherever I am that
Yes.
people can talk to me, whether it's one on one, whether it's in a group, a room of people. It doesn't matter. I want people to know that they're safe and that they're
Mhm.
seen and that they're heard. And we as a community, we often don't talk about mental health issues. We
Mhm.
often don't talk about those things that really do affect us.
Yes.
And the truth is we also have as a community have held in, especially Black women.
Mhm.
Not you know what? Let me not say that because I don't want to discount our Black men, us as a community,
Yes.
period. We have just really held in so much trauma. We've held in so many things that have happened until we've almost become desensitized to it. We have been the bearers of pain for a very long time. And in the midst of bearing pain, we've also been expected to still build up. Now,
Woo.
how crazy is that, right?
Yes.
That sounds like that doesn't go hand in hand. How do you expect me to build while I'm in pain? How do you
Mhm.
expect me to help you grow while I'm hurting? How is it that you want me to plant seeds while all mine are being plucked up? Like
No.
that doesn't make sense. But we've been expected to do that in the face of so much adversity, and I applaud us because we
Yes.
have done it, and we've done it as well as we possibly could. I
Mhm.
just want to offer to us that we don't have to continue to do it
Come
anymore.
on.
That's all. I just want to offer to us that we now do have the option. We have the opportunity to say, I choose different. That it really is okay to say, I choose me first. I need to make sure that I'm okay, because if I'm not okay in this space, then everything around me is not really going to function well. It's not going to function properly. And we have functioned in dysfunction for so long that I just don't want to do that anymore. Just no thank you. No, thank you. No hard feelings. I don't have to argue about it. We don't have to fight about it. I don't even have to offer you an explanation. It's just simply no, thank you. No is a complete sentence, and it's okay. And I want to empower you all to use no more. No, it's okay. And no, I have to be okay, because I realize I'm 47. I'll be 48 this year. And in my almost 48 years of living, I realized that most of my life I was living in dysfunction. Most of my life I was not okay. But most of my life I was steady feeding and pouring into others and making sure that they were okay. And I was damaged. I wanted to make sure everybody else was walking okay, and I'm walking with a limp. And so I'm like, at some point, Toneisha, you have to stop and make sure that you are okay. I had a dream one time. I shared with my brother years ago. I had a dream one time where I was a pitcher and I was pouring, and there were several glasses around me, and steady pouring into all these glasses until I was empty. I was the pitcher and I was empty, but I was still in a position of pouring to all of these glasses around me, and I had nothing to pour. And the crazy thing about it is that some of the glasses were half full, some were at capacity, some were overflowing, and some may have just had a little bit in it. But either way, I was empty. None of the glasses said, let me pour back into you. And so as long as you will give, takers will take. As long as you will present yourself and be available, people will take. They won't care what kind of condition you're in. They don't care the mental status that you're in. They don't care that you just held yourself together barely enough to be able to show up and be present for them. They don't care. They just want what it is that you have to give. And they want whatever it is that you're giving them because it makes them feel good. It serves a purpose and a need for them. And so you have to give yourself permission. Matter of fact, I give you permission. I give everybody that's listening permission, the same way I had to give it to myself. You have to give yourself permission to check in with you and make sure you're okay. Is this benefiting me? Is this servicing me? And if it's not, what do I need to do? That's right, Miss Marie. Hey, make sure you okay. That's right.
This, I was just having a conversation with somebody about this, because oftentimes, a lot of times, you do feel like you're just giving. And then the people you've been expecting you to keep giving. They're looking for more. They ain't doing nothing. But because if you're not doing it, it's a problem. And it's so draining. It could be overwhelming. It's like, I ain't got nothing else to give.
But
or I do, but you don't want it anyway, really.
Or you want everything that I have to give, but refuse to give anything that you have. And the thing is some people don't even tap into what it is that they have to give, because they're okay with you constantly doing it. And it's interesting, because we as women, we give, we are constantly giving and pouring in our community, in our homes, at our jobs, in our churches. It doesn't matter. We're constantly giving, and as long as we give, people will take. And it's okay to take some time. Even Jesus himself took some time to steal away. Yes. When he told his disciples, no, I got to go by myself. Yes. No, I'll meet y'all later. Yes. No, I'll be there in a few days. Like he needed some time alone too. Yes. So why is it that we don't afford ourselves the same opportunities to just steal away and let me check in with me? Let me make sure I'm okay. Let me make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Because sometimes we get so caught up in what we're doing that we really forget to look forward. We get so caught up in what we're doing, it becomes comfortable, becomes norm, almost robotic. Excuse me. And we become used to it. We become accustomed to it. So that's what we do. And then we forget there could possibly be more. Yeah. Dare I even want more? Dare I even look forward to it? Dare I even go and pursue it? Yeah, there is more. There's always more. And the moment you stop looking forward to that, then a part of you stops living. And I think that we do ourselves a disservice by doing that. Yes.
It's so good. I had the pleasure of seeing one of my mentors this past weekend, and I was asking her, like, how do you do it? You create this safe place, and you're so grateful that they do share, and it's amazing that they feel comfortable to share. But then after a while, it's like, But you're not even applying nothing that we talking about. So like, what do I do? She said, I give them some homework. I say, read the scripture. I think the scripture really bless you. And I'll check it on this date. She said, then I go and check it. If they ain't read it,
Then I know.
then you know. She said,
Mhm.
sometimes I just kind of delegate it to somebody else. I said, thank you so much. So thank you, Pastor Byrne, because it can be hard of, again, just giving, and not making sure you're okay.
Mhm.
You try to make sure everybody okay. And like you say, even Jesus took a break.
You got to. You got to, because if not, you'll break.
You,
Hmm.
you'll break.
Hmm. Yeah, just that simple.
Hmm.
We make things difficult, and it really don't have to be.
We
It don't have to be. Mm-mm.
we make it difficult. Overthinking, over
Mm-mm.
analyzing, over bending, over extending,
Mm-mm.
and
I'm,
those
I'm not doing it
times that
anymore.
you have to do it. And you don't have to do it all the time. Sometimes you gotta say, you know what? Because then they become codependent.
That part. Yeah.
Then you
Mm.
can't get rid of them.
Right, because then you definitely haven't done you or them a good service in doing that, because now I've created an issue, and so I can't have that either. Yeah, I what I want is to make sure that everyone around me is able to walk on their own.
Mm.
If I do it all for you, I had a dream. I'm a dreamer,
Mhm.
obviously. So I had another dream several years ago. I was, I've shared this with some people before, but I was running outside, running on an outside track, and running at it. And I used to be an avid runner. So this is funny. I say used to be, like perhaps maybe I should start running again, but that's a different conversation. So but I was running on this outdoor track, and I mean just booking it. I was getting it, doing my laps, and then after a couple of laps, all of a sudden I felt very weighted, and I recognized that something, I was dragging something or holding something. I didn't know, I couldn't see it, I could just feel it,
Mhm.
but I still was running. I slowed down.
Mhm.
Sometimes I had to stop. It might have been more of a jog, but either
Mhm.
way, I still was determined to continue to run. And then on one of these laps, I looked over, and near this tree was this full length mirror
Mhm.
just appeared, right? So I'm running, and when I get to the mirror, I stop and I look in the mirror, and I'm holding my children. One is on my back, one is on my front. And I realized in that moment that that is what was weighing me down. And immediately I heard a voice say to me in the dream, put them down and show them how to run.
Mhm.
That has impacted my life for years, because that was when they were little. I had that dream, and they're 26 and 23 now. So that has impacted my life for years, because I've had to constantly go back to that sometimes and remind myself I want to empower not just my children, but anyone that's connected to me, because I know me. And that's, again, that's you knowing you. You have to know your strengths and your weaknesses. And I know me, and I know the nurturer that I am, that when people connect to me, I immediately want to do everything for you. I immediately want to fix it for you. I immediately want to be whatever that is that you need. I immediately want to be that for you, and I want to do it times 100. And the truth of the matter is that when you step into those spaces, then people no longer need God. They have you.
Mhm.
When you step into those spaces, they no longer find out their own strength, because they have you. When
Mhm.
you step into those spaces, they no longer go after knowledge and power for themselves, because they got you. And
Mhm.
so as long as you do it, then what's the need of them doing it? And so as long as I was running and carrying my children, I really was not doing what I should have really been doing as a parent for them. So I had to put them down. And it's better that I show you how to run.
Yeah.
If I give you a fish, and I'll feed you for a day, but if I teach you how to
Yeah.
fish, then you'll be able to survive and eat for a lifetime. And
Mhm.
that's the difference. When he said, I want to show you how to be fishers of men, so I want to show you, just that line alone is so powerful. I think that we really miss it,
Mhm.
because we go out, we want to catch the fish, we want to clean the fish, we want to pet it, we want to put it in a nice little tank, and we want to control it. We want to make sure, I want to control when you eat, what you're doing. And that's what we do to people when they are assigned to us. We want to control their moves, even without even realizing it. The truth of the matter is we do. We want to manipulate it in some kind of subtle way. We want to be involved in some kind of way. We want to be the go-to person for them, because it feeds some kind of innate need for us. But the truth is that what we really need to do, it's best if I show you.
Yes.
It's best if I show you, because if I show you how to do it, then when I'm out of the picture, it won't matter. You'll know what to do.
Yeah.
And you'll know how to do it and how to do it well. Because if not, then I am handicapping you. I am disabling you if I really don't show you. And so I had to apply that not just as a parent. I had to apply that to friendships, family ships, business partnerships. I had to apply that to every area of my life.
Ooh.
Because if I stand in that space for you, you'll never stand in it yourself. So yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh.
You gotta take it off. And then you feel a little lighter too.
You do. You really do. And the moment that I put them down, immediately I was ready to run again.
Mm.
And here's the thing, they were too.
Mm.
They had legs and they were capable.
Yeah,
We handicap people because it feeds something for us. They were capable.
oh.
Yeah. So it's best if I show you your capabilities. You may not see it yourself. It's
Mm.
best if I show you capable. Let me empower you so that you can do it too.
Yeah.
And not only do it, but if you do it right, I want you to do it better than me.
Yeah.
So I want to show you. I'm not one that's going to gatekeep. I'm not one that's going to say you can't do it better than me. I want you to be better than me. I
Mm.
want you to shine. I want you to do your own thing and do it well.
Yeah.
There's space for all of us out here, and we need to let people be who they're supposed to be, not who we want them to be.
Mm.
And I lived a life where I thought I was, or I was doing what I thought others wanted me to do. I
Mm.
was being what I thought others wanted me to be, what would make others around me happy.
Mm.
And I wasn't essentially happy. And so I needed to figure out what was I really born to do? What was I really purposed to do? And I know now that I'm loving light, but I'm loving light in spaces that a lot of people won't be able to go into. And I'm
Mm.
okay with that. I can stand on my own 2 feet.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with going into spaces that other people can't and won't go into.
Mhm.
And I'm willing to do that. And I'll take love and I'll take light with me because I know he got me. I got you. I know he's got me. And so I hoped and prayed for moments like this in the middle of lifing. And
Mhm.
now those moments are here. They're manifesting. And not just now, but there's even other things that I'm praying for that are beyond my wildest dreams. And
Mhm.
I literally every day I'm like, God, you know what? Show me how good it can get.
Mm.
Show me how good it can get. Show me what it looks like to really, really be healed. People profit off of our pain. They want pain. We love to watch it in movies. We love to read it in books. We love to hear it in songs and music. We sing about pain and struggle, and we identify with it, and it
Mm.
helps us. It makes us feel good. The wonderful thing about music is there's a lyric for every single thing in your life. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter the good, the bad, the ugly, the ups, the downs, mountains, valleys, the angry moments, the sad moments, the depressing moments, the moments you can't even put into words. There's a lyric for everything. That's the healing thing about music. And I get to be a part of that. That's amazing in itself. But thank you. but the beautiful thing is people have benefited off of pain. What I want to know is, what does healing sound like?
Mm.
Because if pain has sounded so amazing, and people have benefited from it and made millions from it, then how much more would
Mm.
it be if I offer healing to them? How
Mhm.
much more would it be if I really heal myself
Mhm.
and then be able to produce a healed sound? How about that, God? What does that sound like? How
Ooh.
about that? What is a healed love, a healed heart, a
Yeah.
healed perspective, a
Mhm.
healed vision, a healed past? What does that look like? What does that
Mhm.
sound
Mhm.
like? And so I feel like that's the journey that I'm on. I definitely am trailblazing that for sure, because some people sit in pain so long until we wear it like a garment.
Ooh.
Grief, depression,
Mhm. Mhm.
pain,
Mhm.
victimization. We
Mhm.
wear it like it's a part of our clothes because we're so used to it. And I just don't want to do that anymore. And I made my mind up a couple years ago. So you know what? I'm gonna have to jump down this rabbit hole, and I just gotta figure out what I gotta do and believe that when I come out of this hole, I'm gonna be better. That I'm gonna go through it. And a lot
Mm.
of times we jump in stuff. We do double dutch in life. We jump in stuff and then we jump out. That's too hot. We jump in, we jump out. No, I'm not ready yet. We jump in, we jump out. Ooh, that hurt. That hurt more than I was ready for it. Ooh, we jump in and we jump out. So we start a little healing journey and then we stop. Or we do this and then we stop. And you're really just prolonging your process. Just go on and heal. Go on and heal. Go on and heal. Go on and be better. Just give yourself permission. And I did. I gave Toneisha permission to heal, permission to be better, permission to grow, permission to dream, I gave myself permission to win. And win big. I gave myself permission to soar and soar high. I gave myself permission to be me, authentically me, unapologetically me. And I gave myself permission to do that because I now realize that I am enough.
Mm.
And once you realize you are enough, and not just say it, but really, really realize it and believe it. Like there are days I had to look in the mirror and tell myself, girl, you got it going on. You know what? You are all right. You all right with me, Toneisha. You know what? I love you. We are good. And we're going to get this together today. And I really do have to talk to myself just like that. Come on, baby. We got this. Come
Yes.
on. Come on. All right. And once I did that and it became a part of my life, it became my norm, then things just started changing, Jen.
Yeah.
They really did. They started changing. And I gave myself some grace. I stopped being so hard on myself.
Mm.
And I hope that I give permission to people tonight to do the same thing. Look at yourself and give yourself some grace.
Mm.
Look at all the things that you have overcome. I know
Mm.
we focus so much on where we are and where we're trying to get to. Every now and then you just got to look back and be like, man, you have really overcome some difficult stuff. You have overcome some things that other people lost their minds in. You
Mm.
have come through some stuff that other people got lost in. And look at you today. You got to give yourself some grace for that. Thank God for it and give yourself some grace because you did the work. You still here. You survived. Others quit and you still doing it. Others said, don't think that big and you still doing it. You dared to do it. Others said, that's not possible. And you kept telling yourself it was. So whatever it is, give yourself some grace for making it this far and then give yourself permission to go farther.
Mm.
Yeah.
What Tammy said, why are you yelling at me?
Baby, I'm yelling at us all here, okay? Myself included.
So
Talking
soft and
real loud.
sweet. Like, it's love. This is love.
It
I
is
need
in
this.
love. Yes, it is. All love. All love. I want us better. I want us whole. I want us healed. I
Yes.
really do. All of us. I really do.
Yes.
And it's possible. I'm proof that it's possible.
It's possible.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. And that's the process of the healing and the hope. That's the process of giving yourself grace. That's the process of giving yourself permission.
Yeah. Yeah.
Last week we were talking about the guests were sharing about just being tired and how that
Mm-hmm.
tiredness was overwhelming her. I didn't want to hurt myself. I was just tired.
Mm-hmm.
And also giving ourselves permission to get rest when we need it, to acknowledge the feelings that we are having.
So
Sometimes,
here's the interesting thing. Yes, acknowledge the feelings that you're having. Don't run from them. Acknowledge them. Even if they're ugly, even if you can't explain them, acknowledge them. And then say, okay, now what do I need to do with this? The interesting thing about it is I had to, a couple things. I had to realize that my healing journey doesn't necessarily look like someone else's. And comparison kills, first and foremost. Boom. Comparison kills. So we need to stop doing it. I'd rather compliment you than to compare myself against you, because there's no life in comparison. Comparison really does steal joy. It kills our character. It kills who we authentically are, who he made us to be. And the moment that we start comparing ourselves to other people, comparing our journeys, our relationships, our lives, our financial status, our social status to other people, and thinking that it should be like that or look like that, then we rob ourselves and we rob those around us the opportunity to really see who we are and what we have to offer and bring to the table. And so I had to recognize that my healing journey does not look like yours. Yours doesn't look like mine, but at least start it and go on that journey. Don't be afraid to start it and go on that journey. And then the other thing that I realized, and I just realized this actually just a few days ago, as funny as it is, but rest is not something that should be considered a favor. Rest is not something that we feel like we have to get permission from other people in order to do it. Yes, Lisa, comparison kills, baby. But rest is a natural progression of life. We're supposed to do it. We sleep every night. We're supposed to rest. Rest is something that he tells us to do in the Bible. We're to rest in him, rest in his promises. Rest. So he tells us, lay me down and rest. And so he tells us all the time, rest. Rest is not something that we have to afford ourselves like we're giving ourselves a favor. I'm going to go and get some rest, or I need somebody to give me permission to go and get rest. No, You give yourself permission to get rest, because if you don't do it, then you're really not going to be your absolute best self. And you're going to be running on fumes. And then after a while, you're going to be angry about what you're doing. You won't have passion about it anymore.
Mhm.
You'll feel like it's an obligation, all because you didn't allow yourself to rest and recharge. It's important to do it. And I no longer have to seek anybody else's permission to say
Mhm.
no or to get rest. Absolutely not. If it doesn't service me, if my body tells me, hey, no, then guess what? I'm going to rest. I'm going to listen to me. I'm going to listen to her,
Yes.
because I only get one body. I only get one mind.
Mm.
That's it. I only get one me. And the moment that I am not doing what I need to do for me, then I can't be and do what I need to do for the world. And so I have to do myself a favor and just allow myself to rest, because if I don't, the body's going to do it anyway. And so what I don't want to do is end up in the hospital or end up in the graveyard because I
Come
didn't
on.
allow my body to do what it's naturally supposed to do.
Mm.
Yeah, no. So please, y'all,
Mm.
rest, recharge, take care of you, because you have a lot to do. You have somewhere else to go in life. Don't get stuck. Don't get stuck in where you are. We get tired. We get overwhelmingly tired, overwhelmingly sad. We get just out of sorts, because we are not really checking in with ourselves and allowing us to be our we're not allowing ourselves to reach our full potential, to
Mm.
live in our full potential, to be who we are supposed to be fully. And in the moment that you are doing that, you're robbing yourself and everybody else around you.
Mm.
So don't.
You only get one you.
That's it, baby. That is it. You, one you, and you're necessary. I'm needed. I'm necessary. You're needed. You are necessary. You're valued. You're valuable. I have to tell myself those things every day.
Yes.
Those affirmations. I'm valuable. I am needed. I am whole. I'm well. And so my voice is needed. My voice is impactful. And
Yes.
so that means I have to take care of me.
Yes.
Because if not, then I'm not going to be able to do those things.
Mm.
Yeah.
This is whew, got us all together, didn't she, friend? Um, and just a tailoring in this is hope because life be life. But that's it. Like we have to remind ourselves, we have to have those affirmations of knowing that we are vital, that we are important, that we are needed, because so many are slipping by the wayside. So many are throwing in the towel. So many are saying, this is for the birds. Find somebody else to do it. And sometimes we do want to find somebody else to do it, but there's some things that only you can do. So you have to get the rest. You
Exactly.
gotta process through what's going on with you. You gotta talk it out.
Mm-hmm. And learn, and when you're talking it out, learn how to use the correct words.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If there are studies that are shown that say that when you talk to plants, and we know plants are life. Sometimes I think we forget that when you talk to plants, they respond, right? So if a plant responds to good words and kind words, then what makes us think that we don't need them as well? We hear so much negativity around us. We see it on the news, we hear it on the radio, we see it just in life and on our jobs, we see it in our homes, we see it in road rage on in traffic. It doesn't matter. We see enough negativity all the time. So we need to take a moment to just talk to us and talk nice to yourself. Talk nice to you. Look at you in the mirror and tell you the good things that you see about you. Some of us aren't doing that enough. We
Mm-hmm.
see all the bad. I look at my midsection and I'm like, "Ooh, Lord Jesus, okay, that's a little more than I want to be there, but I'm gonna work this 2 liter shape, okay, until I get me a Coke bottle. I'm gonna work it, okay." So it's like, but I gotta be kind to me. And so it's as crazy as it sounds. The other day, I literally stood in the mirror and I looked at my belly and I said, "Thank you."
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, because you were a house to my 2 sons.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, because you gave them what they needed. Just
Yes.
thank you. But I don't need you in the same way anymore. I appreciate. I appreciate you. I'm so serious. I appreciate what you did. I appreciate you being there. I
Yes.
really, really do. I do. You have been great. You've kept me warm. You housed my food. I thank you. I do. But you know what? I don't need as much of you now as I've had. I just don't. So we're gonna go ahead and part some ways. All right, we're gonna work it out together. But I appreciate you, and I've just started to. I love my body, and my body loves me. I love my heart. My heart loves me. I love my mind. My mind loves me. Just start saying those things to me and checking in to me, because we don't hear it enough. We don't hear it enough. I thank my body. My body has gotten me where I am today, and I appreciate it. And any changes that are made, they're made because me and my body made those choices.
Yes.
And it's going to be okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, talk kind to yourself.
Yes.
Make sure you're using the right words as you're healing,
Mm-hmm.
as you're going through your journey, as you are hoping, as you are having faith in what it is that you are trying to acquire and trying to do and achieve. It's absolutely possible. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. It is possible. Mm-hmm.
And it goes back to that piece of the comparison, being careful of that too, because once he smiles, he'll be like, oh, we don't know what they had to go through with whatever situations they have going on or what situations they currently have going on. And so many times we're like, oh, being confident who you are, loving who you are. I was telling my brother today, I went to get some to the dentist and things like that. And I was like, yeah, I got a little crowding going on. He was like, what could you do about it? I was like, God didn't want me to have straight teeth because, I was going to be a mess, But, you've learned to embrace it. But it also took some time to get there. I had to say, Jennifer, you're beautiful. Jennifer, you are gorgeous and things like that. You have a beautiful smile, to encourage myself to let me know, hey, it is okay. Yes. And if somebody got a problem, we could go to the dentist together. We could get it worked out if that's what you want to do with your money, okay?
Is that with your money? But don't count mine. How about that?
But just, again, loving who you are. Thank you. Like you said, you made. Thank you, T. You allow me to be able to eat. You allow me to be able to talk. You allow me to be able to have some good breath because we also still make sure you're okay.
Hello? Yes.
But you're going to smell good because
yes.
we know halitosis, But you need those affirmations and things to continue to encourage and uplift you so that you don't throw in a towel. Let me see. Lisa said, I've taken rest for granted, and it definitely affects your health, creativity, and ability to be positive. Yeah.
It does. That's why it's so very, very important that we do it, because it allows us to recharge and it allows us to be refreshed.
Yeah.
So you can be your absolute best self.
Yes. This was good. One of my questions was, who is Toneisha Harris?
Who is she? She is fierce. She's a force to be reckoned with. Oh, she has grown. Toneisha Harris. I am a nurturer, and I know that by design, that is what God designed me to be. I nurture people. I love people. I've learned to now have boundaries with that, and boundaries are healthy. Let me just say that. But I have grown into an amazing woman, and little Toneisha has finally started to heal, and we've become one. And I know that there's so much more for me to do. I realized the other day, and I know it sounds funny that I just realized this the other day, but I did, that my music is medicine to the world. And the truth is that if I'm offering medicine to the world, it's simply because I've been sick before. And I had to offer it to myself. And now that I've given myself permission to heal, then I can now offer that medicine through music to the world, through music, through words. I'm working on several things that kind of will tell who I am, not just through my music, but writing a book and just telling my story and sharing my journey of who I am. I'm not just a singer. I'm not just a writer. I'm not just a mom. I'm not just a sister or a daughter. I am literally a light. I am a queen. I am a force that is here in the earth to do some major things, and more than what I've already done. And so I'm excited about that. I am a voice of influence, and I recognize that now. So yeah, I'm a lot of things. A lot of things wrapped up in one.
I like that. Your music is medicine. Definitely. One, your voice is just beautiful. Has always been. In my head, I'd be like, I sing like her, on when you was doing Lizzo. I was like, hey, so like I want Takita, I've been saving for you. I was like, yes. What? Gonna be those moments that like inspire you. And you just gifted. Friends, if you don't know, please go and Google and purchase amazing music that this amazing young lady has done. Okay. But I actually Rolodex a lot of your music as well, because I go back to my call on Jesus, he'll be there. Yes, he'll be there.
Yes, he will.
It is. It
Yes.
is. But like you said too, sometimes him being there, sometimes he's quiet. But I
Mm-hmm.
still know that he is there because he said, I got you. So when he
Mm-hmm.
said I got you and he's just sitting there, he's quiet, it's all right. He's got everything taken care of. But I will throw out my request since I have you. Because you also did a project some years ago, and I'm not gonna tell you how many times I bought that project. I had to buy it so many times because I kept scratching it up. So if ever you do come across it again, because
Oh,
I know just who I be jamming, but I can't listen to it like I want to. Be like, and I'm not a DJ, but somehow I became one. But when I say the
oh my
medicine,
gosh, Jen.
when I say the medicine is like I listen to a lot of music. When you're into music, you listen to a lot of music, and you get that some people are gifted to do it, some people are just doing it, but then some people it's just like, I needed that. It was like, and I don't even know if this one was yours, if it was one of the Nelson brothers. I want to say James, no, Jonathan
Jason.
Jason, sorry, Jason. Meet us in this place.
That was mine. He sang it on mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let not I come and be in vain. I say that so often when I go to church too.
Yes.
Because I want to always stay connected to God, like, let not my come and be in vain, God. Meet me
Yes.
in this place, whatever it is that I need. And like you said, that medicine is like helping you to, it's like that pre-warm up so that you can get ready and be ready to what's
Mm-hmm.
about to happen. And
Mm-hmm.
again, it's just some people that can write words. And it's like they was in my head. Like, how did they know? You know?
Wow.
And
Thank
you are gifted in that. And I again always love you. So if ever you find that project, I want to put on Apple. I mean, I promise to buy it. I promise others will too.
Oh my
I'm also
gosh.
excited for what's to come too, because if that was the beginning, that was some years ago, it only
Wow.
gets better, right? Because even the
Yes.
superhero, again, I'm a fan, the
Wow. Oh.
that you have. And sometimes you feel like you're just doing it just to be doing it because you enjoy doing it.
Mm.
But sometimes you need to hear how it is blessed and encouraging others,
Thank you.
beyond, on the paper and things or whatever like that.
You're right. Thank you for
Yeah,
that. Thank
yeah.
you. And it's funny you would bring up meet us in this place because that that line, that lyric in particular, because the church has become so social
Mm-hmm,
and it's
mm-hmm,
not a hospital anymore.
mm-hmm.
The church is gonna have to answer for some stuff.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
really is for some stuff that it has done and is doing to
Mm-hmm,
people.
mm-hmm.
And the sheep that have been scattered because of it.
Yeah.
I talk to people on a regular basis when I go out. I do shows, I do events, and almost always, I just did one this past weekend.
Mm-hmm,
And a young lady came up to me and she said, I don't know if you realize it or not, but the best way I can describe what you did tonight was give your testimony. And it's funny because I didn't sing what would have been considered gospel. It was all inspirational music. But
mm-hmm,
she said, you talked right to my soul,
mm-hmm,
and you gave me permission to keep holding on and to keep
mm-hmm.
believing. And she said, and I don't know how to thank you for that. And I mean, in those moments, I'm dumbfounded. Sometimes I'm like, wow, God, okay. And so, because in those moments I'm thinking, did I hit the right note? Did my voice crack? Did I do
Mm-hmm.
this? Oh, that didn't come out the way that I wanted it to. And that's what in my mind. And people are
Mm-hmm.
coming up and saying things like, I haven't gone to church in a very long time,
Yeah.
but you made me feel love, and you made me feel like God was in the room with me. Or they're saying things to me like, the church turned me away, or my father's a pastor and we had a falling out years ago and I no
Mm-hmm.
longer have gone to church. I mean, you'd be surprised the stories that
Yeah.
I hear
Yeah.
connected to church, and it breaks my heart
Yeah.
because I am a part of the body.
Yeah.
And when I look at what the body has done to so many other people,
Mhm. Absolutely.
and it's almost embarrassing.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I do often ask the same thing, God, okay, don't let our coming be in vain.
Yeah.
Don't let this be just another social event. Don't
Yeah.
let this be just another meeting where we just come together and see what we're wearing, who got the cute shoes and what skirt you doing, and who
Oh,
gonna sing, and are you gonna hit my note,
yeah.
and who gonna shout, and
Mhm.
how fast can we whip our phones out and get what's going on and record what's going on instead of actually
Mhm.
being present in what's going on,
That part.
and all of that. And yeah, and who can dance the best,
Mhm.
and all of that. And don't get me wrong, I love a dance floor too.
Right.
But at the same time, I want to do it with purpose.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I want to make sure that people are leaving better than they came in,
Yeah.
because that's the purpose. If it's a hospital, then sick people are supposed to come. But if we're turning
Mhm.
sick people away, then we're not really doing what we're supposed to do in our communities. I mean, we have churches in the community just as much as we have McDonald's in the community. However, McDonald's is being supported all the time, and churches are not. So,
Ooh,
what is it that we're doing? What is it
ooh,
that we're not doing? And that's a real question that we need to be asking ourselves.
yes,
If McDonald's is feeding our community more than we are, ooh, that's a problem. So, you know, just things like that. That's where that lyric came from.
yes,
There's always an inspiration behind what I'm saying and what I'm writing, and
mhm,
I do indeed want us to gather with the mindset of wanting change and
yes.
pursuing change,
Mhm,
pursuing better.
mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, that was if McDonald's is feeding the community better than we are. She yelling again, Cammy. But that's something that we gotta let that's fall on good ground, may it sprout up because it's true. Um,
Amen.
and it's so important. I think the churches we became this virtual to be able to reach so many people, but also took away some of the sanctity where it is
Mm.
to show it is a performance. Like if you being genuine, just showing who God is, you're great because you see a gazillion different services on a stream at a time. I'm like, well, what in the world? We should have kept that in house. You know, where the house stays in the house. You know, and then we
If
become
you
a
know,
laughing stock. You know.
yeah.
And that's not turning glory back to God. And we want to just be careful there, friends. If you have a church, if you go to a church, let's continue to pray that we just do a better job in representing Christ, because that's what it's really about. And like you said, I had conversations with people, and they'll say like the people is just nasty.
Mm-hmm.
And I, encouraged them with some words that I was encouraged with some years ago. If you just stay focused on the cross, some people gonna do everything under the sun. But if I stay focused on the cross, because I'm doing it for Jesus, not for them other people, He gonna work all that out.
Yep.
I
Yep.
just stay focused.
Exactly. Stay
On,
focused on the cross. And
yeah,
that's the same. You can apply that same thing in life.
yes,
Just stay focused. It's so important that you stay focused on where you're trying to go and not what's going on around you.
yes.
Because if you focus on what's going on around you, you'll get stuck.
Mm,
You'll get stuck and you won't go any further than you are, and then you'll be frustrated in life
yes.
because you know there's more that you
Mm,
never went after. So
mm,
you got to stay focused on where you're trying to get to. Stay focused on what you know you were made to do. Stay focused on what you're trying to achieve, because
mhm,
again, it is possible. It's
yes.
possible because you're possible.
Mm. This is really good. Friends, again, please go and Google. I promise you'll be pleasantly surprised when you hear her amazing voice. You think she's yelling now. This song that come up out of her, I'm like, yeah, so
Wow.
beautiful. And
Thank
then the
you.
doors that open, it was just so dope because God is dope.
He
He
is.
doesn't always do it the way you thought he was going to do it, but how you do it was like, oh, you did that. You really
Yeah.
do got me, huh?
Uh-huh. I mean, you did that big, God. Okay. Okay.
Because
Wow.
everybody didn't get that.
Yeah. You're right. You're right.
Everybody didn't get that, right?
You're right.
Like everybody thought that the big thing was to win. No, right here was good because it connected me to this, to this, to this, to this, to this. Open up these doors. That's a domino effect going on. And
Right.
I'm living my dream. You're doing amazing things.
I am. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. And even more amazing things to come.
That part.
Yeah.
Because you're not done. It's
No.
like in life, you feel like, you become an adult and then you feel like, I'm adulting and things that sort. But then it's like you find out it's not until you get to one age, you're like, now I'm really living.
Mhm.
All of that prepared me for now when I'm able to go forth and do all the different things. And that medicine that I was getting is helping me to
Yes.
give it to those because I know how I felt in those situations. Now, how
Yes.
can I be the remedy? How can I be that aid to help them to know, hey, God's got you. He had
Yes.
me and he got you too. So I'm excited. Yes, yes, yes. I still have my request for the first album of me.
You know what? There are several that have requested it along with you. So
So we gotta let me know what we need to do.
okay. Okay.
Okay. We're two or three gathered. It sounds like it's a couple of us gathered. And friends, I'm telling you, when it come out, I'm gonna let y'all know so y'all can get it. You won't be disappointed. This thing is
Oh my
nice. The
gosh.
music, like the band. Amen. Okay. She's
Thank
heard my
you.
request. She's heard my heart. We're not gonna belabor.
Thank you so much though. But yes, yes, I have.
What's something that you want us to walk away with?
Oh my gosh. In addition to wow. Um, I would say if if you don't remember anything else that I've said tonight, my hope is that in the midst of lifing and trying so very hard to hold on to hope and faith, that you don't lose yourself. Don't get stuck. Always bet on you because you're worth it. Remind yourself that you're worth it, that you are enough, and that there is so much more to do, to achieve, to have. And I'm not talking about just material things alone, but there's just so much more. If there wasn't more, then you wouldn't still be here. There's so much more to achieve, so much more to do. Dreams that have been deferred, that have been delayed, that may even seem like they've been denied. But the truth of the matter is that they're just waiting on you. And that's what I had to realize. My dreams were waiting on me. I had to get ready for them, not them getting ready for me. I had to get ready. And so the things that I have before God now, I'm continuing to get ready for them. And so that's what I would encourage everyone tonight to do. Just continue to work the process, walk the journey, and get ready for where you're trying to get to, because it's possible and you'll get there. And surround yourself with the right people that will support you in the process, not people that want to take from you, not people that always have their hand out, not people that can't see your vision. I'm not asking you to even have the same vision as me. I'm just asking you to at least hold space and believe in it. I know it's big, but I just need you to believe in it. That's okay. And if they don't, then you don't have the right team. You need to check your team. It's very, very important. You got to check your team as well. And you're not by yourself. So we all walking this out together, and we're going to get there.
We all walking this out together. You are not by yourself. And that's funny because that's one of the lines in Superhero 2. Just hold on, you're not alone.
That's right. That is on iTunes. Yes.
I got it. So we thank God in advance for the other songs that are coming. Oh, they do. But again, My Superhero, be sure to check that out. That was an amazing song. The video was beautiful as well. Again, talented, gifted. Be sure to support. It's good to be encouraged and uplifted in this thing called life, but it's also good to support. So just as you supported and tuned in, shared and liked and commented and all that jazz, be sure to check out her music. I promise you, it's amazing. This was good. I really, really, really do appreciate you joining us this evening.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I really do appreciate it too. Thank you.
Thank you so much. May you have a great, great evening. Again, I appreciate you. I'm still always looking, always supporting. She be in plays and everything, friends. Again,
Yes.
support. If she's in your area, support is going to be good. I promise you, because she's just talented.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook. I put all of the information there. I also was nominated for an ACE Award for my role as Sugar Avery in The Color Purple last year. So there's still a few weeks left to vote. So please, please, please go to aceawards.show, aceawards.show, and make sure that you scroll down and look for Best Supporting Female Actress and vote for Toneisha Harris. Yay!
I'm going to share that because
I
already know you did an amazing job. Because again,
thank you.
Amazing people. I had to be I had the pleasure of singing around with her, but she's like outshine me, and it ain't about me, it's about her. Because that baby right now. Okay, so please go to aceawards.show.
Yes.
And vote for Toneisha Harris.
Yes.
Supporting actress.
Yeah, Best Female Supporting Actress.
That's because she's the best. Okay. She's the best. I'm going on there. I can vote every day.
Yes, you can, as much as you want to, multiple times a day.
Oh, even better. Mm-hmm. They're about to get at least 20-some tonight for sure.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yes, thank you.
You also please go and vote as well. I appreciate this. Let me see what Camille said. She said, so we'll be playing this episode every day as a reminder this week. Okay,
cool.
Look.
Thank you, Cammy.
We need that. This was really great. And I'm so grateful. God is dope because I used to be trying to finagle who guests would be and things of that sort. And now I just kind of let people choose when they're available and things of that sort. And how it continues to always come together is so amazing. And how awesome is it to end with such a refreshing, healing, and hope where I'm inspired. We got yelled at, but it was in love. And even in that correction comes from love. That redirection comes from love to help us to be what it is that we are trying to be. Yes, please go and vote. I mean, while you're listening, make sure you put in a vote. While you listen again, put in another vote. Why?
Thank you so much. Thank you all. Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you again so much. May you have a great, great evening.
You too. I certainly appreciate you. Thank you. And may your endeavors continue to be blessed. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, friends, that was amazing. Yo, she's the bomb.com. Like, if y'all didn't know that she was the bomb.com, I'm telling y'all she's the bomb. And I'm keep on telling y'all she's the bomb.com because she is the bomb.com. I didn't mean to put that one up there, but since I did, we are still selling journals if ever you want one. We're working on another one for this year. For January, it's going to be a little bit more geared in self-care. We have some crossword puzzles in there, word search puzzles or something like that. And there's going to be really like some more challenges to help us to be more intentional about our self-care. Oh, friends, that was good, wasn't it? Whew. Don't forget our quote of the day. Hope is praying for rain, but faith is bringing an umbrella. Unknown, but hope is praying for rain, but faith is bringing an umbrella. Oh, it's so good. Now, friends, I will be sharing with y'all what I had planned for next month, but I ain't gonna hold y'all. Though I am scheduling for August guests, May guests have been secured, but I just hadn't did that promo for it. I do have an opener though, and because May is a great month, y'all know May is a good month. It's my birthday month, so in honor of my birthday month, our theme is going to be aging and living. Yep, you see a girl, she got some new pics done. Yeah, she look good, don't she? So the theme is going to be aging and living. It's going to be real good. It's going to be a 2-episode month because why it's birthday month. So we're going to take some time off to rest. But be sure to join us on next Monday as we will kick off our May series. You'll find out about it this week when I post it. I promise to post it to let you know what's coming up. It's going to be real good. I do love and appreciate each and every one of you. I thank you for tuning in. I thank you for commenting. I thank you for sharing. I'm grateful that you find something of value when you do tune in. That's always my prayer, that we're not just on here to be on here, that we're encouraging somebody, inspiring somebody, uplifting somebody, motivating somebody. That's our theme. So I do love you all so very much. May you have a great evening, a great week. Always bet on yourself. You are worth it. Make sure you say some affirmations to yourself. Make sure you're getting some rest. Make sure you're going to vote for Toneisha Harris on aceawards.show. Okay. I'm going to share the link as well as soon as I get done. But I love you all. Until next time, good night.
Friends, we thank you for joining Jen Cares this week. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Unable to watch us live? Be sure to find us on your favorite podcast platform. You can also visit our website, chozencounselors.com. That's Chozen with a Z, so that you can stay in the know and most of all, never miss a show. If you found value in this episode, we'd appreciate you sharing it with a friend. Most of all, be sure to tune in for our next episode next Monday at 8 p.m. right here as we specialize in bringing the community to you.